Welcome back to What It's Really Like to Be an Entrepreneur. I'm Vincent Lanci, speaker, author, and coach based out of Tampa, Florida. Want to know what it's really like to be an entrepreneur? Well, you came to the right place. Whether you're already an entrepreneur or looking to start your journey tomorrow, or just someone who needs a little extra motivation to get through the day, this is the perfect podcast for you. This is the place where you will learn exactly what it's like in the world of entrepreneurship and hear authentic stories of entrepreneurs grinding on each episode. My goal for this podcast is to help you realize that giving up is never an option. If you missed the last episode, be sure to download it after you tune in today. Before I introduce my guest, I'll share another entrepreneurial story to inspire you all. For today's episode, I will introduce the story of Joe Coulombe, who is the founder and CEO of Trader Joe's. He started taking the business side of his life very serious when he became the operator of a small-sized convenience store chain in Southern California. He wanted more than what he was currently doing, so he started brainstorming ideas. He wanted to do something that, quote, upwardly mobile college grads may want to do, or go rather, instead of their only main option in 7-Eleven. Something that had more to offer, wasn't too much more expensive, and had friendly and knowledgeable service. He decided to open a tropical-themed market. This Pasadena, California store was filled with good wine and alcohol and became popular. He soon decided to expand again, adding locations near universities and schools. What was next? He added the healthy food side of the things, and Trader Joe's began growing and is now the huge company that it is today. Hey, Sellah, what do you like best about his story?
The best thing about this story is that he went with his gut and he chose to expand his business in other places. And I feel like once you feel you have something, you should go and try to expand it, because the more people that know about it, the more awareness you build.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more, especially word of mouth marketing, I think is the best marketing, creating that awareness. I think that's something you may know a little bit about.
No, definitely. That's something that I feel I live by.
Yeah, it was hard to get going in the beginning doing that, or what was that with the confidence, getting out there, just doing the hard work?
Definitely confidence, man, which is hard work. So trial and error, just after doing it so many times, it's like either I'm going to keep on going or I'm going to stop. And I chose to keep on going with this. So you have to kind of just gain self-confidence by the day.
Absolutely. That voice you all just heard, that's the sound of today's guest. Today's guest is somebody I met through Instagram. Earlier in the season, I had a chance to interview Philip Hartman, also from Cape Town, South Africa. And today I'm excited to have another perspective and another entrepreneur from Cape Town. Today's guest is a music artist and visionary who is creating a consistent and timeless lifestyle of individuality. After seeing his content and talking to him for a bit, I realized he had a great story to inspire people, and I had to have him on the show. Allow me to please introduce Michael McCloud, or better known as Sellah. Sellah, thanks for coming on the show.
Hey, man, thanks for having me. I love what you're doing. So this is an honor to be a part of this.
Absolutely. Would you mind please introducing yourself a bit more to our listeners and previewing your story without giving too much away of your entrepreneurial journey?
Pretty much, yes. I'm a music artist and visionary, which means that my brand, my time is spent on just creating, visualizing, and bringing these visions and things that I see in people as their selves or certain brands that they have, and bringing that to vision. I was very, very shy with this at first, but because I've been doing this alone for this long, I kind of had to gain the confidence that I can do this and I can do it for other people. So now I'm really pushing what I do into one thing.
Well, I'm looking forward to learning all about your journey, Sellah. And what I do on each episode is we dive into the Big Five. In the Big Five, my guests and I go over these 5 questions to help you, the listeners, learn what it's really like to be an entrepreneur. You ready to go?
Yeah, ready, let's go.
When did you realize that you either weren't happy with what you were doing or that you just needed some kind of change to truly start this entrepreneurial journey? To share your story.
I believe I really felt this at my second year in university. I was going to BYU, Hawaii, Brigham Young University, Hawaii. That was in Lanci, Hawaii. Amazing time there. And I just was playing basketball. And I told myself, what I spend the next 3 years of my time in university going for a major that I don't want and playing a sport that I'm very good in, but wouldn't want to do after it. So I chosen to do none of that because I always was taking pictures of people. I was always recording music. I was always creating and visualizing things. I felt like this was a time to me to kind of take that big separation because I felt I was wasting partial of my parents' money and then partial of the school's money for the scholarship. So I just felt it was best for everyone and at that time for me to just go for what I want rather than trying to stay in.
Yeah. So did you start taking this side of your business seriously while in college, or you waited till college was over?
Yeah, the business really wasn't, it kind of formulated through trial and error because it didn't really start as a business. It started as just me going for like three different type of dreams that kind of circulated around each other within entertainment. And then as I did certain things, I noticed there was ways I can connect people and things that I can do which can bring money, but still the whole place of me getting the money and finding ways to really making a business kind of really came to now. So yeah, it's a whole process that came to this point.
I like how you said that with trial and error. It's a very big constant in the world of entrepreneurship. But what would you say one or two of the most difficult parts of being an entrepreneur are for you, Sellah?
Mainly longevity with financial backing because like if you're not coming from certain types of ways of money, you have to learn how to survive, but also still put time into friends or things you want to make happen at the same time, invest into them. So it's like you have to really find a way to work around not letting money be the factor, but trying to create something that can really bring the money and opportunities to you.
That's definitely super, super difficult. You have to be creative with your money, prioritizing things, what's most important right now with this much capital. What would you say another one is for us?
Also finding value in what you want to do, value in what you want to bring. I think if you have a place of value in where you're at geographically versus where you're at mentally, I think both are very important. So having a stern understanding of your value mentally and also where you're at is something that was my hardest thing. Finding that, okay, I need to be here to, feel more comfortable and to push things and, go for it. So yeah.
Describe that turning point for us where you finally had that moment where you felt like that.
Literally, it's like I felt, you always feel like, oh, this is the time that's gonna happen. But like, all right, so the turning point for me happened when I moved to Cape Town. I officially moved here over a year ago. But in 2020, when things weren't really happening with the virus or anything. But I was already in a place where I needed to really figure out if I wanted to keep going with my career or like make a total different change. And when I told myself that I've been working for myself for the past 11 years, I've been producing on my own things. If I'm gonna do this, I might as well go at it the best way possible. So that's when I really told myself I really need to turn my brand now into compensation and things that can actually bring me leverage and me always doing, free things and doing cool opportunities, but then like leaving me not with a place where I have like stability financially and also able to like just take my these companies that I wanted to create in my brand to higher levels rather than kind of not staying stagnant, but never really getting past a certain place. So yeah, the turning point happened 2020 here in South Africa.
Let's look a little deeper into this journey you're on. What is one of your greatest failures or lessons learned? And what did it teach you?
Um, Honestly, I think one of my greatest failures was I think speaking too quick and not taking things in a bit more and really trying to like understand from both sides because I feel like I'm constantly always making myself feel like I have the answer, even if it's with good intentions. And sometimes even if it's not the right answer, I feel you should be open to listen to fully if you can really make yourself fully listen to other people's opinions if you put yourself in that situation. So yeah, I think speaking less about certain things and acting more and yeah, I think that was probably like one of the main things I want to change.
Yeah, let's talk about that a little more because I know that can relate to a lot of people. When was
Mhm.
that moment when you realized that this had to start being changed?
When I just saw seeing same thing happening, it was like Groundhog Day, man. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm getting mad. The same type of situation, not the same people, but same type of energy and same qualities in people. And I'm like, this is like my fault. Like I just can't continue doing this thing anymore because it's just only leading me to a place where I'm making myself crazy. And it's like, no, I don't need to add any more to the craziness. I need to find balance and find people that just click and synchronize, and we can have discussions without them becoming arguments and stuff like that. So it's kind of, you kind of understand how to go at things. I think it's more about just doing it in a smarter approach.
Well, yeah, and also, where were some type of places that you met some like these like-minded individuals? You're saying you surrounded yourself to get these thoughts, better thoughts aligned.
Cape Town, man. Cape Town. Like Cape Town has been like my little it's not even like a getaway. It's been like my creative hub. It has so much like energy and like so much good vibrations here, and so many creatives that are from young to old that still have the talents of people that I feel are like in LA, New York, Milan, Asia. They're all here, and they're willing to work, because I find that my grind is something that has gotten me to a lot of opportunities. People see the grind, and when people see the grind and they see potential, they'll hop on. They don't need money, they'll do what they can to see
It's
what they
awesome.
can, So I found out not to use people, but to utilize people and build teams while you can. Some things don't last, but the attention behind it is always to build together. And I think when you have that mind frame, you will always find people anywhere around the world willing to work. You just have to really put in the work to let that happen.
What type of places are we meeting these people at over there in Cape Town? Beaches, coffee shops? Where are you
Man,
finding the most like-minded
literally,
individuals?
you just said it. Beaches, coffee shops. I met like one of my main engineers. It was so weird. His name is Liam. On Instagram, his name is Liam Made Me Do It, like Liam, then made me do it. And I saw this guy that's looking at me in the gas station. I was like, "What's this dude doing?" And, like, he literally was like following me and stuff. I was like, "Yo, bro, what's up?" He's like, "Hey, man, I think I know you." And I was like, whoa, I looked at him, I said, I think I know you too. But we ended up not knowing each other. And then I was like, well, I work in music. So I work in music too. I'm a producer, engineer. We changed each other's contacts. And now he's like one of my main engineers, like one of my full length albums coming out. So like just things like that, like random, you never know. It's just if you aren't feeling I feel like open your mind and don't feel weird if certain people or situations come to you, as long as you don't feel like, super uncomfortable because of how they act, but just more because of the interaction. You should always kind of go in those comfort zones, because you never know what could be around the corner.
I love the way you put that. So if you had to step outside that comfort zone here, Sellah, and have a conversation with any entrepreneur, you had to reach out to one, whether it's dead or alive, to learn from them, pick their brain, who would it be?
Mm. Only because I'm thinking about music right now. Pharrell, man.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, only because Pharrell, I mean, like, he's just as someone that worked in the industry in music, but then he has like his brand, and then like with his production, that he's like he has his royalties that he's getting with all these artists that he's co-producing for, and then also he has his own personal music, and then he's also like working on the entertainment side and like hosting and television shows. He's doing kind of everything that I feel an artist would want to do under their brand, and yeah, just to speak to him because we work in a similar career field, just to like pick his brain or be mentored by someone like that is definitely like a goal, because yeah, man, I feel like if you reach the highest for things, that's what you're endally gonna get if you don't quit.
I like the way you put that. If you had to pick one spot for this meeting to go down, where would the meeting be?
Man, Cape Town, bro, like I want everything has been so special in Cape Town, and there's so many. I want more people to experience Cape Town. So amazing creatives like that and legends like Pharrell and haven't been able to come to Cape Town yet. Oh, I encourage them too, especially with how things are right now. I feel South Africa, needs to be a place to get more known and to let people fill out the creativity out here.
Love the way you put that. You're making me want to go check out this place right now. See what Cape Town is all about. But let's look into the future here, Sellah. You have a lot going on here in your entrepreneurial endeavors. Let's look on big picture 1 year and 5 years from today. 1 year out, where do you want to see yourself? What do you have going on?
1 year out. Yeah. Well, as far as the brand, I feel like in a year's time from now, people will have a pretty complete idea of what Sellah is, which is music, brand management, mentorship, photography, and like a lifestyle. So they'll see from photography in magazines or see models that I have scouted and developed being, used on certain, digital platforms. We will have, my magazine will have like a radio where I'm promoting artists finally on a platform where I don't have to push through mine, but I have like my own platform where we're pushing people through, emo radio. And with like with my brand management, we finally have a place where I can show myself as being this creative. So a year from now, we have people hitting us up for needing them to have shoots produced like us, to have videos like us, to have their logos like us, to get models that we present and we manage through them to use for their brands. So I feel a year from now, with the right movements and efforts, it definitely should be full fledged.
I like the way you put that. But now let's look at these big dreams even bigger. Where are we looking 5 years? What we got going on?
Yeah, 5 years definitely own agency. I feel by then it's like fully out. Definitely emo radio is probably right now, not probably, definitely like its own label, and we're able to be like a Vivo, and like people want to have emo TV on their videos because they know that they're gonna be getting the biggest views from the most loyal and fanatic people that are not fans but they're family. I hate the word fans. I wish like they could change to a different word, because right now the people that's supporting me, like this is like my family, because if you're supporting someone at times like right now, you are loyal, So I
That's
feel
right.
there should be a different way how they approach people and how they approach labels and names. And I would love that. Everything to the brands are bringing a bit more education and light to those kind of things, from music to photography to articles, shedding light on people. So yeah, man, the brand is full fledged. We got agencies, we have magazine companies, we are full digital distribution companies for music artists, and man, marketing people, everything.
That's me. Great for 5 years. I'm looking forward to seeing this worldwide mission you're on. So thanks so much, Sellah, for coming on the show. I know our
Of
listeners
course,
are
man.
going to see all the value in your episode today. I love how you really highlighted perseverance and not giving up throughout the entire episode. You kind of went to Cape Town, found your creative hub, and you're
Yeah, man.
thriving there, and you're grinding, and you're trying to make the people around you better. I loved your greatest failure because it was all about improving yourself and making yourself better. And that's important, not just in entrepreneurship, but overall life. But it's time for the last word here, Sellah. I do this on my other podcast, A Mental Health Break with Vincent A. Lanci, as well, because I want my listeners to really get to know the guests I have on. Is there something you'd like to share with everybody listening on we didn't get to touch on yet today?
Um, I think my main thing is, you always hear about, follow your gut, don't give up. Um, but literally, you have to be so honest with yourself if this is something that you truly want to do. Are you willing to literally like, pass away for the efforts you put into this? Because why would you put all your efforts into something if it's not willing to risk it all for it? And I feel like a lot of us get to a point where we want things because of how it looks, or maybe we have a passion for it, but we're not really ready to put that kind of effort into it. And I just really want to encourage myself more each and every day, and other people, to like go for things that you truly, truly, truly want. And don't let anyone ever tell you that you cannot make it, because if you truly want something, then there's 99% sure that you're going to have a talent for it, because you wouldn't really want something that you'd have a talent for it, or you'll work for that talent or for that thing. So I feel going for your passions is so important nowadays, because if you get to a point where we lose it all, we can't even go for these things, it's gonna be a very sad time, and I don't think that any of us want that. So go for it while we have it.
Appreciate and love the positivity, Sellah. Please share your professional social media website or ways for our listeners to follow these endeavors, request your services.
Yes, sir. And also, man, thank you for, reaching out and being so diligent, and like, just like being on top of it. That's why you're gonna really be killing it, much sooner than you think, bro. So, keep
Appreciate
that up.
it, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate
man.
that.
I gotta make all my platforms the same. So it's I am Sellah, IAMSELLAH. That's Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and as far as and as far as Tumblr, I'm gonna use that. My website's imsellah.com, and yeah, look out for a lot of things coming up.
Everybody be sure to check out all that social media and content. And it's social media time for the show, and we're on whichever platform you like to use. We're at What It's Really Like to Be an Entrepreneur on LinkedIn, your favorite morning podcast on Instagram and Facebook, and podcasts by Lanci on Twitter, so you get updates from both of my shows. Of course, my handles are at Vincent A. Lanci on all social media and YouTube, and my website is vincentalanci.com. If you check out my books, DM me. I want to hear from you. We have Left for Dead, A Story of Redemption, and How to Transform Your Mindset When the Norm is Changed, both on Amazon now. If you enjoyed today's episode, please continue listening and rate what it's really like to be an entrepreneur 5 stars. I work hard to find value delivering stories for you on each episode. And as always, I will end the show with a quote that inspired me, and know it will for you too. Follow your bliss, and the universe will open doors where there were only walls. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you all in the next episode of What It's Really Like to Be an Entrepreneur.